Hey guys, just a reminder, we are doing our very first ever podcast live show at the Sydney Opera House on the 12th of November. We are so pumped. It's next month. It's coming up hot.
It's going to be massive. There's going to be games.
Yeah. If you want to get on stage playing some of the games, that's what we're there for.
New board members crowned.
Yes, who knows?
Come get involved.
Come get involved.
It's going to be amazing.
12th of November in Sydney, Sydney Opera House. What could you want more? Not much. See you there. Rest of the show. Here we go. Let's go.
Swag on the beat. Swag on the beat.
Swag on the beat. Hello, welcome to the Swag on the Beat podcast. It is a really hot start from all of us, all choosing different dance moves. Mike on the bob, Mike's bob. Yet to get a camera on him yet, but yes, Isaac, how are you, sir?
Yeah, good. Ready to roll.
Ready to roll. Ready to fly. Almost. We're gonna fly this eepisode. We're not just rolling.
Ready to fly because we've got wings. Had a couple of red beesies.
Yeah, red beesies. Episode 47. Pick up sticks. So we said that before recording. I thought it was good.
That was good placement as well. Pick up sticks and go to heaven or something like that. No,
hey, massive show. Yep. Honestly, we've had a lot happening. Mm-hmm. It's the sport of the Australian sport, the national sport. AFL Grand Final was just gone, which was huge for us. We were in Melbourne.
We will speak about that.
We'll speak about that a bit later. Before we get there,
before we get into Grand Final action, we're getting into Grand Follower action, which is time for our UFO, our unique follower of the week.
UFO.
And this week we have a recording sent in, and Mike's got that now. If you could play that, please, Mike.
Here we go.
God eftermiddag, Swag on the Beat, and especially good eftermiddag to my relative Isaac. I've been listening since you guys released episode 1 and loving the pod. My name is Lorenzo, and as Isaac, I'm also part Viking and part Mediterranean, being half Swedish and half Italian. So as a sort of homage to mine and Isaac's common heritage, I would love to become the Swag on the Beat follower of the week. And if you guys are ever in Stockholm, I'd love to show you around. So hej då and ciao from Lorenzo in Sweden.
Wow, how epic's that?
Wow, how cool.
So yeah, half Viking warrior, half Mediterranean prince is sort of, that is how I see myself as well. So it's good to hear that from Lorenzo as well.
Wow, and a fair exchange, obviously. We follow him. He hosts us in Stockholm for who knows how long.
Who knows how long.
A day, a couple of hours, 3 years.
Depends how much value he's got out of this podcast.
Exactly, yeah, it's up to him.
Exactly. But how epic, his name is Lorenzo Bjork, which is just the most perfect half Italian, half Swedish name you've ever heard.
He's like, and
judging by his accent as well, probably a similar amount of Swedish to me.
Yes,
both. Yeah, I mean both.
Both couldn't tell. A native tongue, clearly.
Viking warrior, Mediterranean prince, whatever. You can choose either of those or both.
Lorenzo Brock. That's almost what's the word? Generalized. Oh, what's the word? Stereotypical names. It's almost too conveniently stereotypical.
Are you a bit suspect? Are you?
Yeah, well, maybe we should have a UFO audit. Maybe we have UFO audits.
That's my relative you're talking about there, probably.
UFOers. We'll have a UFO audit.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, Lorenzo Bjork getting beamed up now into our UFO.
There he goes.
Oh, there he goes.
The Swedish Italian, off he goes.
I can't remember how he said goodbye in Swedish, but it sounded epic. Ciao.
Yeah, ciao.
Okay, thank you, Lorenzo.
Wow.
I think ciao was Italian.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, Mike would know. He's Italian, so.
I don't know. How can you be sure, though?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those things you can't look up, nor anyone has any absolute information on.
No, thank you for that, Lorenzo. Good to have you here.
Great to be back in the studio, honestly. It's been a week, and we're back in. So, new UFO locked and loaded.
It has been a big week, as you said. It was Grand Final day on Saturday, AFL Grand Final day.
It was.
We went round to you had an apartment for a couple of days.
Yes.
We squished a couple of boys.
It was small.
Snuggled
It was
up.
tight, but it made for more energy.
Yeah.
More energy.
And if because it was a bit of a blowout in the game, if we got tired, there was a bit, we were already all on the bed.
Yeah, exactly.
Just pull the covers up.
So, as people would know, a hotel room usually has the bed facing the TV straight away. But, we're talking how wide. You could probably, my arms would probably hit both walls if I went like this. Like it was like stretched out my arms. It was a smaller hotel room.
Yeah.
It had a balcony courtyard thing, which was good.
It was intimate. It was intimate with a couple of friends there. And you put on a great spread. The most quintessentially grand final spread of all time.
I went as classic as we possibly could go.
Sausage in bread, party pies and sausage roll.
Cheapest sausages, cheapest white bread. Barbecue sauce,
and I'll tell you what, 10 out of 10.
Thank you.
There are foods.
Cheese.
There are foods that are as good as those foods, but I don't think there are foods that are better than those foods.
That's great.
Sausage in bread, party pies, and sausage rolls. Mike, do you get in on that action?
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Nice. Simpler the better.
Yeah. And a slab of VB.
Oh, you just.
What more could you ask for?
What more could you ask for?
It was a great day. It was a great day.
Great day, great game. Snoop Dogg smashed it.
Double G.
D-O-double-G. I think he must have taken my advice with the whole Australiana and got some Aussies involved, Tash Sultana and Baker
Really,
Boy.
really quickly before we go on.
Take your time, man.
I was trying to save this, but I'm too excited. There might be exclusive contact from Snoop Dogg coming up later in the show. Wait on. I'm not going to say any more than that. I'm serious. I'm just being serious. But just let that be known early in the show. Just to keep it. It's very exciting. I've been trying to not say nothing, but I just had to say something because you said it then.
I still can't tell if you're joking or being serious.
Play on.
I'm not going to decide until I hear later because that's wild.
Yeah. He was in Melbourne, by the way. So Snoop Dogg played at the grand final pre-match in Melbourne, and he was here for probably 3 or 4 days beforehand. And there was actually a fake Snoop Dogg driving around in a car, getting photos and walking around in Richmond or something. So Mike probably saw him.
Solid gag.
Not that
I
Mike
actually saw that because one of the people I follow on Insta works at the cafe on Swan Street, and she got a selfie with Snoop Dogg.
Wow.
But it was the fake Snoop Dogg.
Snoop D-O-G. Yeah. No, it was awesome. It was a great day. We had a couple of mates there. Our mate Ben Quang was there, who we've spoken about.
Ben Quang, the runner and tipping.
The runner and footy tipping second placer, unfortunately for him. But he was very tired.
Yeah, can you tell this? Because I wasn't there. I was out the other side of the room.
I think he was, because he is a runner, as we may have said before. He's actually he's representing Australia for the 100
He just got picked for the ultra marathon to represent Australia in Bangkok in November. So congratulations to Ben Quang. Shout out Ben Quang.
Absolute beast mode.
Yep.
I think there was a bit of that pre-event training exhaustion setting in because he was knackered. On the asleep train. He was doing I'm going to fall asleep standing up with a beer in my hand and just sort of lean over into fresh air. And then so it quickly became a game of what can we put on the asleep dude.
Oh, right. Okay.
As it always happens.
Yeah,
and I'll flip this round, but we got about 4.
I didn't see that.
Put your cameras on.
That's so funny.
Look at your visuals. We'll put a photo up. We balanced 4 cans on him.
Because all of a sudden I'm hearing, I was outside on the balcony and I hear like Jack. And Ben is just like falling onto the bed and I was like, what's going on? Yeah. And it was like too early. He hadn't drunk that much. Like it was too early in the day.
No, I think he was sort of, when he was asleep and we were putting balancing cans on him, it was hilarious. We even subbed out his Canadian club for a VB without him realising.
Wow.
We were thinking, how good is this? We can do whatever we want to our drunk friend. Obviously, we're not going to do anything crazy, but it was very entertaining. Yeah. And then after a minute or two of that, it kind of turned into, oh, wait, this guy, why is he not waking up? But I think the fact that he was still standing meant there was nothing suspect there. But no, we carried him onto the bed and rolled him on the side and we made sure it was all good. I think it was just tired.
But then he was like, so the party kept happening around him on the bed. 45 minutes later, he's just up and he's back at it again. And he's just like, oh yeah, what's going on?
Just get those REMs in. Good on you, Quanger. But I don't know if you saw it was a bit of a blowout. The footy game wasn't close by the end of it. Brisbane, the premiers. But I don't know if you saw an interesting stat that came out of that grand final that Brisbane were the first premiership side in the AFL era not to have a left footer.
I did see that.
Did you see that?
I did see that.
And which is interesting given we've got Mike, who's a lefty, and Jack, who's a half lefty, left-handed, right-footed.
Yep.
Okay, so you kind of like
hybrid,
trying to fit in with the right footers, but you still got a smudgy bit of paper with the pen on it.
So we're two out of 3 lefties.
2 out of 3 lefties.
Yeah.
And
I'm left-hand.
None of the Brisbane Premiership team. Something that I didn't like was opening up the comments and seeing all the derogatory comments towards left-handers that ensued in the comments, which I'm sure you guys have been
like that at all.
Putting up with your whole life. I mean, someone wrote, it must be why they're so good about the Brisbane team. Someone wrote, hopefully it stays that way, which I'm sure that's just like anti-left.
I thought there was a bit of love for left footers.
Well, I mean, then there's another comment that says left-handers are all weird and lame losers. And I just thought, guys, come on.
What was the username of that person?
I just have a screenshot of the message. I cropped out the username.
Oh, really? So you did like a sort of a down, like an uneven cropping.
All you need to know is that people are saying it and people are thinking that. So it took me back to being at school. And I remember, you must have copped it a little bit, and Mike as well, for being left-handed.
Yep. Big time. Well, yeah, I mean, like, we weren't in the days where you would get whipped for it, like in the Gold Rush era, but there was definitely
you should have
that sort of
the glory days.
That sort of ostracization, which I'll say is probably a word, has maintained all the way through to our schooling life. And sure, number one being using a thick ballpoint pen you'd be doing like kind of abstract art as you wrote because it would just smudge everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
That was my biggest grievance with being
You know what
left-handed.
else was terrible about it? The spiral notebooks at school.
Oh, yeah.
You can't use them as a lefty because the spirals dig into your hand.
yeah,
it's quite
yeah.
painful. So,
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
I couldn't coordinate the text when I was writing it.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
the flat
because
binders.
the spiral kind of raises your hand a bit,
Yes.
and that's not comfortable.
No.
it's, it's
no
disappointing.
good.
Oh, it's nice to know that. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Not alone.
I'm sorry you guys have dealt with that. And I just remember.
It sounds really sincere.
No, I am. I'm no, seriously, I'm sorry you guys have dealt with that. And I remember being in school and people saying, "Oh, ew, gross. I don't want to
Pick
sit
on
next
Jack.
to him. He's
Pick
left-handed."
on Jack.
Yeah,
He's
pick on Jack.
really bad.
Sir, smudge a lot. Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I thought I'd go to the liberty of making a post art, and then we can print out a bunch of these and put them around town, and just let everyone know that. Just because there's nothing wrong with being left-handed.
Rights for lefts.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong with being left-handed. So I've got a poster here. If you turn your visuals on, you can see it says, "Just because we are left-handed doesn't mean we are losers." And so, come on, guys.
Where is that picture of me from? That's a terrible
That's a screenshot from a production meeting, is it?
I just thought it conveyed the message of,
funny.
hey guys, just because we are left-handed doesn't mean we are losers. And I've taken some liberty at the most important words in that sentence to blow up.
Oh,
So.
I thought there was a guy holding chopsticks, but it's someone holding a pen with their left hand.
It is a left.
yeah,
Would have been
yeah.
hard to find that
Familiar.
on clip art.
No, I had to get a right one and then reverse it.
Okay, well, underrepresented. Justice for lefties.
No, guys, yeah.
See that?
Just
That's,
because you're lefty-handed doesn't mean you're losers.
Wow. Yeah, you have
Exclamation mark.
chosen to increase the font size of certain words.
Well,
but
just
that's,
the important parts, like
Wow.
the important parts of the message.
It's an
to
office
convey.
works job
So
as
there you
well.
go.
Yeah.
Well, you're welcome.
Okay.
And let me know how many copies. I've got 1,000 on order ready to go.
Well,
So
yeah, we'll put them up around
around
the,
town.
the podcast studio and maybe in front of schools so people don't have to worry about it.
Yeah,
smudging
sounds
their
good.
stuff anymore. That's
Seriously,
fantastic.
I sympathise with you guys.
I feel heard. I don't know about you, Mike.
Yeah.
I feel really heard
Yeah,
and safe and
Yeah, me
looked
too.
after.
Yeah, I feel hurt by that. Yeah,
I feel
Really
really
heard.
heard.
yeah,
Just-
yeah, hurts.
Frosty, we have a very special
A very
guest
special
in the
guest.
studio
First
right
time.
now. First time. It is our manager, Andy. Welcome to the studio.
Hey, thank you for having me.
And that applause sound effect that Mark has
Yeah,
got on there.
yeah,
We can bring that down.
So
now.
the head honcho is in the building. Basically,
Yes,
we
yeah.
all sat up a bit straighter.
Everyone
Board
on your
members are
best
alert.
behaviour.
Yeah.
So we've brought Andy in blind here today. I'm
Yeah.
sure everyone who listened to the episode last week will
Yep.
know why he's in here.
Yep.
But we told Andy not to listen to last week's episode.
Which he was like, oh, okay, damn.
Oh, damn, that'll be so hard for me.
I am shattered by that.
I'll have to change my whole week. No, but well, firstly, I mean, how does the studio feel coming in for
Yeah,
the first
first
time?
time,
Does it feel as it looks on the podcast?
It is definitely a space, and it has the same colours and items that I was expecting.
What?
great.
Crazy.
You guys look the same in person as all the other times I've met you in person.
Okay, great.
Good to know. Good to know. Okay.
consistent.
So the reason we have brought you in here today, well, firstly, I want to ask you something. Do you have any inclination as to why you are here today?
No.
Okay.
None at all.
Because you were guessing you
Well,
would
you
eat
did
bugs.
you did say to me, you're like, are you cool with eating bugs?
Well, maybe that was a decoy, maybe it wasn't. We are about to find out. But so nothing about a suspicious text that Jack sent you last week pricked your ears up about what it could be today.
Oh, I don't know. I get a lot of texts from Jack. Most of them are suspicious.
Well, let me
I don't know
ask
if I
you.
could single out the suspicious level of one text.
Nothing standing out.
Well, let me ask you a more direct question then. Are you aware of what your voicemail message is? Your
Yes.
answering machine. You are aware of it.
I recorded it many years ago.
Oh, okay.
And it's one of
Okay.
those things when everyone's no one leaves me messages. There's two people in my life that leave me messages. It's my dad and this elderly publicist that I work with. And whenever I get a message and I'm like, I should check it, I've got 50 messages and it's those two being like, hi, it's Dad. Hi, it's Diana. So I sort of don't consider it to be a massive concern. But yeah, I do know that.
Okay,
I thought of
so-
something
okay.
really funny, not really, and then never changed it.
Well, should
Right.
we hear it? Let's hear it now, just for people that might have forgotten from last week.
Hey, this is Andy. Please leave a message after the loop.
So
Gold,
that was a
gold.
calculated gag, was
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Because we
well
voted.
done.
Lousy, who's not here today, the intern, our intern, we all voted. All four of us voted on whether it was real or a mistake, or like unknowingly mistake. You've swapped your words over.
Because it's so smooth and so undetectable at first that we were thinking that it could be either. It could be that he's just done a classic switch word jumble, which happens, or it could be that because you are a bit of a gag man yourself, it could be a well-executed joke.
I just thought it'd be one of those things where people go, did he? Just
Yeah, because the first one we picked up the second word first. Please beep a message after the leave. We all heard leave, and then it wasn't until the second listen that we went back and heard that you
so
swung
that
it
was
around.
kind of the original
that's
thesis.
the beauty of it.
So were
the beauty of
you? Was it just a matter of I'm just going to do this because it's funny and see if anyone notices?
100%.
Wow. Well, here we are noticing.
Has
And
anyone
it
else
has been
noticed?
years. No one has ever said anything.
So
This
Really?
is literally the first time
Wow.
anyone said anything. And I'm like, occasionally you get a call from someone important, and I'm like, that looks pretty stupid, actually.
But like I reckon I personally would have heard it 3 or 4 times, and then this one time a couple of weeks ago, I was like, "What was that?" And that's why I texted you to say, "Can you not pick up so I can hear your voicemail?" So I was like, and then I screen recorded that on my phone, and then I heard leave a few times, and then I would listen again, and it was beep after the leave.
It's subtle enough
Yeah,
that
it's-
you could just read it as it is.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, well, I had
It was,
done that.
very well done.
This is far more thought than I'd put into it.
How old were you? Well, how long ago
Well,
was it?
because the whole concept of voicemail seems so archaic.
Yeah, right.
And then I got a phone because I lived overseas and I moved back to Australia. So it was probably 4 years ago that I did it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I've got to record a voice message. What am I going to say? And I don't know what I was doing at the time. I was like, this seems like it'd be kind of funny. And then forgot about it. But somehow I've remembered that every time I get a voice message, I'm like,
Oh, they went through
I
that.
wonder if no one's ever mentioned it.
So your dad and the elderly publicist have never been.
Literally,
astute
no
enough to
one
pick it up.
has said anything. No, and my
Wow.
wife, who would call me out on the smallest of infractions, the possibility that I'd done something stupid, she'd be all over like a hot rash. It's 4 years in, nothing.
Well, I think
Wow,
that's just
okay.
a sign that it's a very
Yeah.
well executed prank.
Yeah.
It's a well executed prank on everyone by you. It's like a reverse prank that you
Yeah,
play
yeah.
on one person.
I feel like this is the day that it's come to fruition.
Yeah, this
like
is
if
the-
I could go back in time and be like,
One day.
a day will come where you will be dragged into a podcast for reasons of which you don't know.
One,
On fear of eating bugs and maybe having a bucket of goo jumped on your head.
one day in 8 years, your son's going to come up to you and be like, Dad, I need to make an answering machine message. And you'll say,
Yeah.
Son, one day.
Swap the 2 words.
Yeah. Do something deliberate because one day someone will notice what you do on this answering
The
machine.
thing that always stands out to me about voice messages is like, and I don't know why, but like when men get older, their voice messages become increasingly like a mortuary. Have you noticed that?
yeah.
Like by the time my grandpa died, he was like, "You have rung the phone of Christopher Jenkins." And Dad redid his recently, and I'm like, "Oh man, he's going down the hole."
Isaac, we've got some pretty exciting news that we've been holding back from the public eye just for a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And we wanted to make a special segment announcement here because there's a lot of moving parts to it. And it's could be argued the biggest thing we've ever done. Could be argued, but also...
Suppose anything could be argued, but yes.
And as we like to do on the show, we'd like to enhance an announcement or enhance something with a little bit of music. So, Mike, start playing the backing track to this announcement. Now, okay, this is the... you think everyone could have guessed what... So this is New York, New York, a song from Frank Sinatra. Now, the announcement is we've been toiling away doing the podcast for a long time now. Maybe it's coming up a year. Swagging the Beat's been in existence for about 5 years. And suddenly, start spreading the news. We have been asked if we would like to feature on a billboard in New York City underneath the Empire State Building, the Swag of the Beat podcast. on a billboard in New York City, in the Big Apple, in Manhattan.
The Penn
Penn
Plaza
Penn
billboard,
Plaza.
right next to Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, Madison Square Garden is right there,
Right next to it.
It's like blowing up. We saw the email last week, and I thought it was a fake email. I saw your eyes fall below your lips. That's how far out they came. Which is not like a saying, I don't think, but we should make it a saying.
But it happened.
It's a new saying,
and it's coming in hot as well. It's in 2 weeks.
It's
October 14th to 17th.
Yeah, so a small window, but that's when you make it to New York, and if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. You don't get much time in the limelight, so we'll take our 15 minutes, and we'll do the devil hands, and we'll go for it.
Absolutely.
So,
but
our problem.
Speaking of how hard it is to get to New York,
Sure.
It is a long way away from where we are right now.
It is a long way.
And it would be a short-lived trip to go there for the purpose of the billboard, given we also have about 6 different things on in those 3-day period.
Yes, it's busy.
So I think the decision has to be made for us.
How do we negotiate it?
Whether we get there or not to get a photo of us in front of the billboard. It's probably too hard for us to get there.
We would love to.
We would love to.
Mike did offer to fly us over, but we said, you know what? No, save it.
Save it.
We appreciate the offer. So just so everyone knows, Mike did offer that. And Lousy, who's not here today, was threatening offering that, but I think he was trying to offer a coffee. I'm not sure if it was.
Yeah.
But we think that when we have a number 1 draft pick podcast listener in New York City.
Yeah, New York City, we're thinking, we can't get over there. What's our other options? One of our other options came to the podcast a few weeks ago. He was one of the UFOs.
Yeah.
He's a hot contributor on Spotify. His name, which I'm sure you'll remember, is Maticus Dunkel. A very good man who has somehow found us on Spotify because he doesn't have socials.
Who knows? Yep.
Couldn't be the follower of the week.
If he can do that, he can help us out here.
Exactly.
I think,
But he lives in New York, as he said in his message on Spotify. So maybe, Maticus, if you're out there listening, because we can't get in touch with you because we don't have your socials.
He's an enigma.
So if you're listening to this, Mr. Dunkel, please get in touch and maybe you can help us by photographing this moment of our billboard in Penn Plaza in New York
We just
City.
want a photo. We just want a photo to prove it to people that we were actually on the billboard. And also, we've seen where the billboard is. The right angle, Maticus, if you're listening, is getting the Empire State Building in the background. So that's what we want to see. We want to see Swag on the Beat billboard and the Empire State Building. Now, Maticus, if you are hearing this, and this is, listeners continue listening, but this is we're talking directly to Maticus right now. If you can get this photo for us, you will you'll be UFO a hat to you, and you'll be straight onto the board.
Absolutely.
The first New Yorker on the board. Caveat: if anyone else is in New York and you can get to the billboard before him and to get a photo of it, immediate board member. This is a service to the company that we are desperately in need of, and if you get the photo, you're co-chair of the board.
Okay.
So your chair, I think it's senior board, really senior board member.
Senior board member. Okay, we've got a hat for whoever can snap the photo first. Maticus, if you're out there, we know you're out there. We know you're in the running, but anyone else, October 14 to 17, Penn Plaza is when the billboard's going to be there. Yeah. I was even thinking, in the spirit of getting board members involved and doing what they're there to do, to contribute to the company and to do things.
Advise.
Advise, exactly. So we can get Maticus / Anonymous as a future board member to help with the photo, and then maybe we could even get an option from previous UFO Emma, who's the Photoshop novice, she said, but did a very good job on the Last Supper image. Yep. Replacing the AI Last Supper with a hand-drawn.
Over my left shoulder for people with the visual capabilities.
Yes. Yep. Maybe we can get Emma to help maybe place us into the photo in front of the billboard somehow via some sort of photoshopping methods that is foreign to us, but not so foreign to Emma. So maybe Emma, board member 61, who actually emailed in and said her heart skipped a beat when I said I was getting 63 vibes when picking out her hat, because 63 is her lucky number. Okay. So I thought I was just about to send out 61, but I didn't send it out, and I saw that email, so I'm going to swap around for a 63 so she gets her lucky number. But that's going to be a way. Yeah, we'll get the board members to help us get that photo of us in front of the billboard.
I had an idea as well, potentially, if you are there, FaceTime the podcast page, show and get a photo of Jack and Isaac on FaceTime in front of the billboard.
Great.
Yeah,
No matter what time during the 14th and 17th, we will pick up.
And if you get that photo,
that's
executive chairman.
Oh.
And I have no authority to say that.
No, yes, you do. You're an infinity hat as well. You can do what you like.
Not that we have more ability than the
And then that bombshell. Let's rip this up. But yeah, New York City, baby. Play that
14 to
music.
the
Frank
17.
Sinatra. Okay, do the dance. Because he does the high kicks in the 1946 film Casablanca.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty good.
Get your videos on.
Yeah,
we'll
no.
just keep this going a little bit longer.
Start spreading the news. Isaac, we had a very exciting opportunity to interview one of our close friends of the show, Mr. Keli Holiday, who has the number one song in Australia at the moment, Dancing 2, which I'm sure if you haven't heard it, you must have been disconnected from the internet for the last month. It is like going everywhere. Brisbane Lions actually put it on their like a celebration post on TikTok. Yeah, so it's honestly going crazy.
He's done it again. It's Adam from Peking Duck.
Adam
so
from
he's
Peking
no
Duck,
stranger to having top hit bangers.
If you haven't heard the song Dancing 2, here it is now.
You were dancing, and I was dancing too.
Absolute
banger. Well, we had the opportunity to interview him last on Friday, and we're in the where I was staying in the apartment. I said, "Oh, can we use the boardroom?" So we set up a little studio in there, and Adam actually, after the interview, said, "What are you guys doing grand final day?" And he actually came to the party at the apartment. So it was all happening. But we should just throw the interview now because it was a lot of fun. So check it out. All right, we are in the boardroom of a hotel with a very close friend of ours, a great friend of the show, Mr. Keli Holiday.
Thank you for having me,
Thanks
lads.
so much for being here, man.
It's really good to see you.
Yeah.
And it's, in a boardroom, no less.
Yeah. And proven by the echo, you can probably get on the phone. We're all holding our phones up to our face.
Yes.
Yeah.
And because Mike, he can hear this in the studio now when he's editing it.
Yeah.
He couldn't make it, unfortunately, because public holiday doesn't want to work. But
That's no one wants to work these days.
No. But this is a hang. This is a hang. So I guess,
Never work a day.
And I
in your
think the
life,
boom adds a bit of like drama.
Yeah, exactly.
Conversation.
Yeah.
You know?
So if you got your over-ear headphones on the tram, you're
Turn
welcome.
them up. Get deaf with us.
That might actually come in handy later.
Okay.
Great. If you turn your cameras on, you'll see we had to go a bit makeshift with the camera setup. We've got one tripod that's filming Adam, and then the one filming us is actually a reindeer decoration that we found in the boardroom. So I'll give a bit of a twist there, just so everyone can appreciate that. But
every day people's creativity blows my soul. I like it.
So would you say the creativity of that reindeer tripod is on par with your latest hit banger?
The thing about my song was I never really treated it as creative as such in a way. It was a love letter that I'd written to my girlfriend, and then I'd written a beat with Alex Cameron, good friend of mine, very talented man. And then I was like, well, what if I put those words on the beat? And then it felt good.
Words on the beat.
Words on the beat, swag on the beat.
Wow,
it's all relative.
It's all relative, yeah.
In there.
In it, yeah.
And then I don't know, it sounded good, and I was like, well, I want to play this for Abby, and then I did. Wow. I was like, oh yeah, it's got some emotion in there.
Yeah,
but, I didn't know. Well, everyone's writing songs about love and their girlfriend and whatever. I never was like, this is it, man.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, it sounds good. Let's put it out. I think it'd be cool to put that as the first taste of the album because it's something different from Keli Holiday.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really sound like much that's out there right now, and kind of just ran it, and then TikTok ran with it, and now it's become a little vessel to celebrate love and life and death and anything.
Yeah. Well, we had people coming up to us, honestly, all the time going, have you heard? Because we did an interview a couple of years ago at my place.
I got to say, boys,
was just like,
that interview, I was telling your manager how much fun I had during that interview. And you guys were making me piss. It was awesome.
See, we were just stoked to be there.
We couldn't believe it.
Sorry, continue. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's cool. But, people coming up to us, honestly, saying, have you heard the new song? Because what I was saying was, they know we've done an interview together. I'm going, yeah, he's the man. He was always going to make it happen. Now, we brought you in the boardroom today because I think it's pretty well known now that you have one of the best, not only singing voices, but speaking voices in Australia.
Oh, shit.
You've got that kind of, deep, raspy
the baritone.
He's a manly man.
Other names that come to mind, Heath Ledger, Russell Crowe.
Oh, yeah, he did have
Mick Fanning actually has a really nice voice.
Big Fanning.
Yeah.
Big Fanning.
Mick
does, yeah. Big Fanning too, he's a mate of mine.
His brother Big, yeah.
We have a game on the podcast that we play quite often, and a lot of people are trying to send in and be a part of it.
Cool.
And we thought we would get you to be a part of it.
It'd be a pleasure.
What is the most iconic line said by an Australian in this deep voice.
Because the game is impressions game. So people send in impressions and we do them, us two and Mike, and then they judge who is the best impression.
Yeah.
So we thought, let's utilise these absolute pipes.
I'm into it. I'm into
because
it.
we think we're okay now. We've done it a few times, but we're playing to your strengths. But we think we've trained enough maybe to compete.
Yeah.
And we're going to send this back to Mike in the studio who's listening, and he's going to decide who did the best impression. So I've printed off here. This is what we'll be doing.
Yeah.
I printed off the actual script from the film it's from.
Oh, incredible.
It's Russell Crowe as the gladiator.
Oh,
when he faces
Maximus Meridius.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah,
That's
so
exactly
this is
the line.
the exact line here. So you can use that for references you want. I think all three of us will go around.
Yeah,
the
have a
room.
geese, but I think we'll go first because, I mean, we all know...
It's literally that.
We all know what's going to happen here. I think in the spirit of the odds with the grand final happening, I think Adam's paying about $1.01.
Yeah. This is great.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
we're paying $1,000 between us.
Yeah.
But I reckon let's do that. Let's leave Adam to last.
So we won't tell Mike who's who in the moment.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
and then he has to work out without knowing who did the best version.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So let's flip a coin. Okay, that person will go first. Here we go.
Nice.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, commander of the armies of the North, general to the Felix legions, loyal servant to the true emperor of Rome, Marcus Aurelius.
That was good.
Pretty good. Whoever that was.
Yeah, whoever that was,
Whoever that was.
okay. Yeah.
All right, let's
Obviously, their voice a little bit, but it's okay.
flip that three-sided coin for who goes next.
Yeah. What, land on the side? Wow.
Whoa, it
would've
landed on
thought?
its side like perfectly.
Okay. My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, commander of the armies of the North, general of the Felix legions, loyal servant to the true emperor, Marcus Aurelius.
Good. Really good, whoever
Strong,
that was.
strong,
Really
strong.
strong.
Whoever did that.
Okay.
And now play number
And whoever
three.
number 3 is, even though I think we already said it at the start.
No, we'll cut that.
If you're feeling it, feel free to just power through the whole thing. I think.
Gotcha. It's not me doing this next one. No one knows who is.
Yeah,
who.
whoever it
Yeah,
may be,
yeah. Whoever it may be.
I love it. It says turning to walking penis with his face.
Yeah. Don't you know who?
Did you say?
Yeah. Well, because when Russell Crowe turns, no,
His face is back.
Yeah.
Maximus
Yeah.
turning to walking penis
Yeah.
with his face.
Yeah, the guy from the Joker.
don't you know the Oscar-winning actor Joaquin Penis?
That's good. Oh, I like it. I like that a lot. All right.
That's why I printed off the whole script, so it's like you're in the movie.
Yeah, I got to feel it. I got to feel it.
Can't believe they called him that.
It's dusk. My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, commander of the armies of the North, general of the Felix legions, loyal servant to the true emperor, Marcus Aurelius, father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance in this life or the next.
Whoa, wow. Man, whoever the hell that was.
Incredible. Could have been Adam, could have been Jack, could have been Isaac. Yeah. That was incredible. That was incredible.
That felt good.
Goosebumps.
Yeah.
And I could have been saying it. So that's incredible. Well, that's great. We're not going to celebrate yet because we're going to send it back to Mike in the studio and then he'll give his verdict. So, Mikey, back to you.
Back to you, Mikey.
Mikey. And Lousy. We've got an apprentice in the studio.
Yeah. And Lousy.
Yeah, Lousy saying, Keli Holiday saying g'day to you, Lousy. So enjoy that.
G'day, Lousy.
21-year-old intern.
Yep.
He's a
Back
good
to
man.
you, Lousy.
Wow, so
Okay.
you didn't know he wasn't going to be
No,
here
no,
today? That's awkward.
Did it cut up? So no Lousy falls on deaf ears. But yeah, so Mike, what do you think?
What?
Yeah.
I'm going to be really honest.
Great.
I thought yours was the best.
Really?
Jack, I'm
Wow.
putting it-
Really?
I think it was...
What?
I don't know. I actually thought you'd put some production behind it. I don't know. It just sounded good.
It
but-
was good.
Yeah, and then
Wow.
I'm not going to lie. I thought you just spoke like you.
Mine was really bad, yeah. Mine was terrible.
Okay.
Adam's was good, but I guess I was just like, I was expecting that. So like it didn't wow me. It just hit what I thought it would be. But sometimes, you know, under promise, over deliver sometimes is the best thing you can do. And I feel like Jack takes that.
And hearing the first one of Jack's, maybe there's a bit of something there about being the first one that you hear going, oh, that's a good line.
It sets the standard. And so I wasn't as wowed by Adam. I wasn't wowed by yours at all, Isaac. Unfortunately.
Okay.
No offense taken. A little bit of offense taken.
Great from all of you.
It was great. No, Jax is great, and I think
that's really.
I think that could come down to the fact that that's probably your number one quoted line from a movie.
I love that. I love it.
I remember since before I saw that movie when we were in primary school, and you would quote that line, and I was like, I mean, it's cool. I don't get it. But
it makes me. I haven't watched that. I'm probably due to watch that film. I haven't watched it in about a week, but it makes me want to run through a brick wall.
It
is incredible. Russell Crowe at his absolute best. But thank you.
There
I
you
love
go.
that. That makes me so
There you
happy.
go. So Jack is the closest thing to Russell Crowe that we've got.
Wow. Okay.
available.
Well, you know what would be really interesting is because I got two other brothers, and all three of us can recite it a lot. And I think that'll be interesting seeing if those guys can match me.
If you can get Russell Crowe round to your house for some beers, and you and your two brothers and Russell Crowe could just hang out for a bit.
Yeah.
6
That's
hours,
fine.
hang out.
You organise it.
have a
I'll enjoy it.
barbecue,
That sounds great.
And then have a couple of beers with Russell Crowe, and then everyone can go home after, and then do it again, a sort of a weekly Saturday night thing.
Yes.
Is that what you were going to say?
I was exactly going to say that.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Thanks for judging.
Thank you.
Makes
for
me
having
feel
me
great.
as the judge.
And let us know how they're hanging with Russell Crowe and your brothers.
Yeah, thanks. And thanks to Keli Holiday, Dancing 2.
Really good song.
What a beautiful man with a beautiful voice.
Yeah, he is a beautiful man. One of the nice guys.
Legend.
One of the really nice guys.
Great singing voice, great speaking voice.
Yep.
Not quite as good as Jack's though. Frosty Frost, the giver of ice and purveyor of fine frost.
That's the after hours.
Welcome to the segment.
Yep. Good.
So we've got a bit of an update about the Foursquare competition that we spoke about last week.
Huge response from people.
Everyone are loving the Foursquare and on board.
And
I think before we get into it, I think this let's get stuck into this intro one more time because it's awesome.
If you feel it, it must be real. Just say the word and I'll give you what you want. Oh, we can feel it.
We're playing Foursquare against the
No
wall.
hesitating.
Well, have you got a bouncy ball?
Yeah, we'll be waiting.
The one with squares not against the
If you
wall.
lose, no hating. Please have a tennis ball. We probably won't have one, but yeah, we'd love to verse you. Cheers.
Okay, we've kind of transferred that to be from being the anthem of the
Yeah.
anytime you see us to being maybe the anthem of the Foursquare competition.
Yes. Yep.
Unless another anthem comes in.
So
later.
there's two lanes here really. There's if you see us and you got a tennis ball, we'll play you, Mike, Isaac, and myself, or we are talking about the competition that we're trying to get off the ground and see if there's a rumbling. But you've got some updates
because
here.
we are the undisputed goats of the Foursquare
Undisputed
world.
goats,
We're 2-0, undefeated,
and one and zip on video, 2 and zip in real life.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
one has been recorded, but two.
So you can trust
2 and 0
us.
reported.
Yeah. So and yes, the issue being that we want people to give people a chance to challenge this throne.
Sure,
because
sure.
like all goats, you have to be prepared,
Willing to give up the belt at any time.
Exactly.
Yep.
So we put the call out last week for some appropriate courts for a potential Foursquare arena tournament arena.
Yep.
We got a bunch back. So Patrick Black says he had the privilege of spotting a Foursquare court in the wild at the mighty Preston Market, which Melburnians will probably know.
So busy though. So busy.
And this court is a perfect 4 squares. We'll put the image up on the video if you want to have a look. But it's a perfect 4 squares with 2 green poles on the side. And he said, take note of the green poles on the court and the endless rebound opportunities for dynamic play, which I really like. I really like some, if you remember from my school court, obstacles equals an interesting game, I believe.
Yep.
So that's from Patrick. That's a good court, but yeah, in the wild, which might be foot traffic. And maybe there'll be a long as line.
Yeah.
By
and that's like, play it as the ball lies, someone walking through with their shopping. It's like, well, if he hits a box of Cocoa Pops and goes the other way, unlucky.
Exactly, yeah. Punted of strawberries for 30 cents and then straight into dunce, mate. And then we've got, Man Cave Oz, that are a men's mental health organisation. They say they have a bit of a Foursquare or down ball ring outside at theirs that they play frequently.
So it's a circle?
Well, no, ring meaning like they play it a lot, but it is actually... So... if you have a look, I'll put this photo, or they've sent a video up as well. They're all playing outside, but they actually play against the wall. They play against a brick wall, but you'll see they do have a lot of lines on the court. They said it is very Foursquare-able if we want.
That's good.
And they've got a pretty good tucked away complex behind their building, and it looks like a really nice day in the video. So maybe it's good weather there.
Yeah.
Where they have their court.
Are they local to us, or are they
Brunswick?
I've heard of that.
Yeah. Very local. The great man at Man Cave. So, and then but the most compelling one I thought perhaps for me came from one of our very own. Who is to our side right now
in the room?
In the room, Mike Librale.
Oh, really?
Which we also need to have a big congrats to Mike, because he and his partner Claire have bought a house
Yes.
Wow.
purchased their first home, which is round of applause.
Yeah, round of
Thank
applause.
you.
Yeah. And
Amazing.
Mike, you have permission to put sound effect of clapping for your own
Yeah.
applause,
Okay,
which is
thank
good.
you.
So you can turn it up. It'll be slightly louder than any other applause we've had before, by the way.
But no, that's massive, Mike.
Yeah,
well
that is.
done.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you brought something to my attention when you had a first look at the house.
Well, fell in love with this house, obviously, before we bought it. And
yeah.
in the inspection, one of the first things I notice about this place is the carport out the back is a perfect 4 square.
Wow.
Look at your screens right now. I'll
Have we got
show
pickies?
Jack.
Have we got
It's-
pickies?
So it's the carport undercover. It's got a brick wall on one side. It's
Yeah.
got
Wow.
posts scattered throughout. It's the perfect balance between obstacle
Wow.
and non-obstacle. I think
And it
obstacle
was-
illusion.
It was so. It was so. Like I even said to the agent who I was buying it from, like, this looks like it was built for 4 squares.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So, like he actually
Wow.
said it was. I mean, he's joking, but yeah.
Oh, you never know.
You never know.
You never
Hang on,
know.
wait, so he was joking?
I don't know.
Okay,
I
so-
actually
well,
don't.
Did you ask if there's ever been any legal or illegal
I
Foursquare?
didn't. So we could also be the first.
Yeah.
Could be the first.
And it's a perfect equal 4 squares. It's polished concrete. There's a viewing platform. There's a line-up area.
Yeah.
It's pretty compelling.
It's pretty, like, the thing that I like about that is the backyard setting is so conducive to barbecue, which is what the event kind of could be if it's like a barbecue thing. But also, this is asking, not only is it your house, it's a house that you're like brand new to.
Yeah.
So it's a significant. I don't know if you offered anything.
No, I'd be happy to do it.
Wow. Okay.
But I did have one caveat I thought of, which is purely for privacy reasons.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I don't want to give people the address. So what I would suggest is we have a nearby meeting point where people meet, and then I pick them up and they're blindfolded in the car, and I drive them into the house.
Love it.
And
I
then
love it.
at the end of the event, you have to get re-blindfolded
Beat
and
them
I take you
unconscious.
to the meeting
Yeah,
point.
okay.
Would that be okay?
Well, we can hire maybe access to like a 12-seater car,
Yeah.
a van thing.
Yeah.
And people meet it. Say if there's 12 people, 12 invitees.
Yeah.
They get put in the van blindfolded.
Pump it full of tear gas,
Yeah.
knock them out, drive them into the
And is it
carport.
BYO blindfold or do we
I think it's
supply the
no. I think
blindfold?
it's well in the interest of privacy. I think someone could
Yeah, true. Yeah.
cheat the
Faux
system a bit,
blindfold.
like a
Yeah.
Zorro type operation. No, not Zorro.
Ninja
anyway.
Turtles.
Ninja
kind of.
Turtles.
Yeah,
Ninja
yeah,
Turtles.
Yeah.
Zorro's blindfolded
Is
with
he?
the eyes poked.
Is he?
I
Is
think
that
that's
it?
what
Okay.
it's called.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
that
that's
sounds great.
exciting.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty excited about the blind, like keeping people like the location.
We should just do
secret.
that for the game as well. That we can know where it is, but they say blindfolded.
Yeah.
But
So
no.
that was my caveat. We can use it, but if another
Okay.
thing comes up,
That's
totally
good to know. Well,
fine.
there's plenty more courts coming through, so keep
Yeah.
sending them through. But that's
Yeah.
good to know. We've got the safety of
So-
an epic arena at
Yeah.
Mike's
Yeah.
house.
We've sort of birthed an idea of an event here, which could be really good. I think so. There will be a competition that the rules and the way in which it runs will be decided at a later date.
Well, that's what something I was going to bring
Oh,
up
okay,
as well.
okay.
The rules do need to be decided because, as we've seen on all the posts we do on Instagram, there are a myriad of contradicting rules, or not contradicting, just different rules that people are putting forward. So I'm going to compile a few of them, maybe throughout this week or next week.
Yeah.
I think let's get
Fantastic.
some more this week, and then we're going to go on the Instagram story, and we're going to vote whether you think this is an applicable rule.
Okay.
And then the rules that we think are universal enough to include,
Yep.
we will include. We'll draw up a rule book because we've had this. Bo Dennett has sent in again on the recent post saying we need to talk about if double under the legs is a rule or not. If the ball bounces in your square twice and you hit it back under your legs, it's play on. So he says definitely a regular rule in my local handball matches. So I don't know. That, I'm not sure about that, but we're just going to put it to everyone, and everyone can decide.
It's a bipartisan, democratic system here.
The liner system, the like who goes out, etc. All that. So
Maybe Mike is the
arbiter,
judge, jury, executioner. Yeah, maybe because of his home ground.
Well, but I think I do love that, but I think we don't want people to cry foul about home ground event because we'll be on the one team as we've said. And because it's a new place that Mike's moving into, I hope people understand that he hasn't had years
neutral.
and years.
Yeah, it's neutral
to
anyway.
get used to it. So it's a neutral ground.
Yeah.
In fact, we would be like breaking that court.
Breaking
to
it
the
in.
industry.
Do you solemnly swear not to do any practice games? on
No
the
practice.
Foursquare
I
court?
will not play until that day.
Wow. Okay. That's gonna be hard for you. I know, but
Okay, nice. Well, the last bit of business that I wanted to bring up was Lousy, who is not here today.
Yep. This is his only day off. He told me yesterday.
He's got an important uni assignment, so good luck with that, Lousy.
Yeah, let's hope.
But so Lousy, if you will remember, challenged Trinner's 66, who
Yes,
questions the validity of his hat. He challenged him to a Foursquare
That'll be
duel.
an event of the day.
It turns out Trinner's is in Hobart, so he's not. Well, I mean, he's not mobile to come this week for a duel with Lousy.
Yep.
So what we're going to do is we're going to try and hook it up so that Trinner's can be in Melbourne for the Foursquare comp, and he can have a side duel, a grudge match for hat number 57. Trinner's versus Lousy.
Yep.
And then whoever wins that duel gets the hat.
ceremony.
Because Trinner's is not currently a board member. He doesn't have a hat.
Oh,
And Lousy has volunteered up his hat.
Yeah, he's an honourable louse.
He had three other options that didn't involve him putting his hat on the line, jeopardising his hat. So
he says that he's serious.
Serious.
I think that says he's serious. Yeah.
So that'll be a side little grudge match.
But while you're working on people getting the like rules and stuff, I'll work. I like the idea of like, okay, what's the barbecue look like? Is there a drinks? Can we get?
Chips.
Maybe there's like a sponsor. Maybe there's like a you know
Party Pie sausage roll sponsor.
Weber, the official Weber World Championship of Foursquare. That'd be cool.
I love it.
Snags.
Because
we're still off the high of the grand final day. Snags.
We need a sausage sponsor, a Party Pie sponsor, and a sausage roll sponsor.
Well, with the happiest boys in
tomato sauce sponsor.
Happiest boys in insert suburb name here. Am I right, Mike? Isaac, I had to bring something up before we left, as we usually call it, as a jubweg. So just for people that don't know.
Bring something up before we left, a subwell.
Subwell. So something really serious happened to the show last week. I think it was Friday or Thursday maybe, and the show got taken down off Spotify for a few hours. And it was really scary. And then we woke up. That's right. We woke up and it was offline. And I woke up and saw a couple of emails. Then I sent a text to the group, and it was kind of like chaos started happening and blah, blah, blah. And it was really stressful. But, you know, we luckily had, you know, Andy, the manager who was in today, he was onto it, and we had a couple of contacts at Spotify. But the great thing was it only took maybe an hour maximum, probably less, to get it back online. And we're thinking like, why did this happen? Why did this happen? Then later in the day, because the 24-hour news cycle is something that is so saturated with new articles and new information that it took a while for it to filter back down to Australia. But eventually I started seeing us getting tagged in articles because of the thing. And then this came out of America. Mike, play the audio.
Let's talk about Swag on the Beat, No Talent, and their producer, Mike. What a loser. Shut them down. Trust me, I've seen some bad podcasts in my time, and let me tell you, nothing compares to this. Take them offline right now.
So we are part of the Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Kimmel got cancelled. We were a part of the silencing as well. So we just had to really say to Donald Trump, whoever, I think that was him.
We said, look, Trumpy.
Yeah. He's
not happening.
Mate. So what I did was I was like, okay, well, who do I know that's a big person in the world of media that can probably get us back up? Because Jimmy Kimmel, he went to his people, and he's obviously really connected, and we're not as connected as Jimmy Kimmel probably, and Stephen Colbert also got taken offline. So they're these guys who have their careers up in the air. And I was like, well, it's early in the morning, okay, someone who would probably be up because maybe he's not on like Australian time yet because we need action now. And as we've talked about already, Snoop Dogg was actually the entertainment for AFL Grand Final. So I said, Snoop Dogg, can you make a public statement saying that you want our podcast back online? And after that statement went live, he was in his dressing room at the MCG. We were back on, and that's how we solved it, Isaac, if you were wondering, because I know it all happened before you were back online or whatever, for whatever reason.
I feel like Isaac was asleep for like 2 days after the grand final, because I rang and texted him that day, and he texted me like 2 days later, like, sorry, man, I've just been really tired.
I took the weekend. I took the weekend.
It wasn't a small night, the grand final night.
It was, this period where we were offline was less stressful for me than it was for you guys. I did
significantly less stressful.
I woke up, because I think this was happening at 7 a.m. or something when you woke up. I was sort of, as we know, European body clock. I was probably an hour,
of your own.
Hour later waking up, and then I remember waking up to the phone buzzing, and I'm going, okay, that's a lot of buzzing. I better look at this thing. And so I'm reading it, and it's buzzing as I'm reading, and I'm going down the messages saying, "Oh, Spotify's down. Oh no, this is no good." And the buzzers are coming through as I'm scrolling, and I'm sort of scrolling and reading. There's probably 50, 60 messages between you guys and Andy.
Yeah.
I'm going, okay. I'm thinking, okay, let's solve these panic stations. What do we do? And then right as I get, so the messages are coming through, and then right as I get down to the bottom of the scroll of the messages, that's when you guys had resolved it. Or that's when it had been.
You had the whole roller coaster in really condensed amount of time.
Condensed roller coaster. So maybe you could say that I went through it a bit more than you guys.
More
it was
intense,
jam-packed,
more up and down.
Yeah, but I'm okay,
But,
we got it solved.
Great. So
That's
just to nip this in the bud, we're going to say one final big thank you to Snoop, S-D-O-double-G, S-O-double-G,
S-N-double-O-P.
But this was his official public statement.
Man, I love them swag boys. Hell, I listened to them during the AFL Grand Final. They the real shit.
That is pretty good.
Thank you, Mr. Dogg.
Thank you, Mr. Dogg.
Thank you very much.
So just before we end the show, everyone, thank you for your concerns and your emails during the week about the show being taken down. We are back online. We will not be taken down. We're supported by the D-O-double-G. Thank you so much, D-O-double-G. And D. Trump, do what you might. You think you can control everything. Love him or hate him, whatever. But the show stays on. The show goes on.
Regardless of who you are, we shall not be silenced.
Yes, yeah.
Thanks.
So, this is our fight song.
Thanks to the D-O-double-G and thanks to the SOTB.
Yeah. Peace. See you next week. Brush your teeth.
Let's talk about swag on the beat.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius.
No talent, and their producer, Mike, what a loser, shut them down.
Commander of the armies of the North. General of the Felix Legions.
Trust me, I've seen some bad podcasts in my time, and let me tell you, nothing compares to this.
Loyal servant to the true emperor, Marcus Aurelius.
Take them offline right now.